What's up everyone? Welcome back to the Yacht Addiction YouTube channel. Today we're going to be touring this 2015 Pershing 70. This yacht is listed for sale by John Cohen at Merrillwood & Associates. Now Pershing is an Italian yacht brand that's owned by the Ferretti Group. Now the name of the game with this yacht is tons of luxury and tons of speed. The top speed on this one is actually around 46 knots. It's very fast for a yacht of this size. The length overall is 70 feet and 2 inches. It has a beam of 16 feet and 4 inches, and it has a draft of 4 feet and 4 inches. Inside, you have 3 different cabins, sleeping up to 6 different guests, and you have room for 2 crew in a single crew cabin. Let's go ahead and get started with this Express Cruiser yacht tour. Right at the back of the yacht on this Pershing, you'll see that it does have a tender garage. So this entire section and the swim platform will lift up so you can release your tender into the water, and then you make your way on board through this passerelle. And the first thing you'll be greeted by is this massive sun pad area. Obviously on an express cruiser you don't have a flybridge, so normally you'll see a sun pad in this area. It's a great place to lay out in the sun. You have a great view off the back of the yacht. And then just forward of that, you'll find the cockpit. So you'll see a row of bench seating, and then you also have 2 different tables, and these are expandable. They can also be raised and lowered, and you can throw chairs around, so this will act as your al fresco dining area. And then a little bit forward of this area, you have some storage and catering. So there's a storage in here. And then the entrance to the crew area is actually through this hatch, and there's a ladder down, and we'll check that out later on in the tour, most likely last. Now another feature on this yacht is it's really designed for very open living. You can really connect the interior and this cockpit because this entire panel of glass will power down. And as you can see, it's a really wide window, so you can really open up the 2 spaces. And we already have the door opened, but if we step inside, you'll enter the main salon. Pretty standard Italian design. You have another dining table right here. The seating wraps around the entire table. And then on the other side, you have this TV that pops up right here. I'm also noticing the really large windows on either side and a huge single-piece windshield. So you have tons of natural light in here. There's another little L-shaped seating area right here adjacent to the helm. And then of course you have your helm station. So you have twin Furuno multifunction displays on this one. You can see your compass right down here, the steering wheel. Then of course you have your throttle control, your trim tab controls, and the bow and stern thruster controls, as well as your VHF radio. Also, because this is an express cruiser overhead, you have this pretty large panel in the ceiling, and this will slide back and it's powered as well. So like I said, you can really open up this yacht. And I also forgot to mention, the hull is actually carbon fiber infused, so that reduces the weight and increases the strength, and that helps with that top speed. Like I said, 46 knots for a yacht of this size, that's pretty fast. And if we step down here, we'll find the galley. So this is a galley down configuration. So you'll find your cooktop right here. You have just a huge storage compartment in here. Then you have your Miele little convection oven on the wall, as well as your refrigerator. You have storage in these areas, and then you also have an additional refrigerator down here. So although it's not a full-size fridge, you do get the extra refrigeration. And you also have the integrated dishwasher. So that's a nice little touch to see. All right, now to the cabins. Like I mentioned, we have 3 different cabins to see. We'll start with the VIP, which is all the way forward. This is a beautifully designed room. You have the hatch in the ceiling that leads up to the bow. You have the LED strips of light in the ceiling as well. And then turning around in this room, you have your closet on the far side, as well as a TV mounted up on the wall. Here you'll find your ensuite. And the shower is all the way back. Let's open this up. I'm not sure if there is a glare. You have the LED strips in the ceiling here as well. And I really like the black stone they have on the walls on the far side of the shower. On the port side, you'll find cabin number 3. So here you have 2 single beds. You have that consistent styling throughout. You have the TV up on the wall. And I apologize if there are little streaks of light. I tried a few different settings. Unfortunately, nothing I could do for those. But here, you have the ensuite. And this also serves as the day head, so I can step out into the hall. And it makes sense on a yacht of this size that cabin number 3 shares duties with the ensuite and day head. Pretty standard. You have a monitoring system for the yacht right up here. So that's nice if you're down here and you're just owner operating. You can monitor all the systems from this panel. And then if we step down into the midship, we will find the full beam owner suite. And I think they really upped their game with the styling in this room. You have the king bed in the middle. Take a look at this beautiful headboard. You have the mirror behind it, the stainless steel bars with these inserts. And pivoting forward, of course, you have your windows on each side and a large TV up on the wall. And then you have those same styling accents flanking each side of the TV. You have your closet and drawers over here and a settee on this side, which leads over to the ensuite. Once again, I really like the black stone they used. And then stepping forward, we have the rainfall shower in the shower right up here. And there's also a little bench in here. Obviously, everyone has their preferences when it comes to interior design. Let me know what you're thinking of this one in the comments so far. This one feels, you feel the Italian styling, but it still feels very functional. So that's always nice. Sometimes designs can get a little extreme, but this one, it feels just right. And I'm also noticing this mirror right here, and it has the built-in lights. So if you need to check yourself out in the mirror, you can easily do so. You can get ready. And you also have your washing right here. And I'm also noticing, earlier I mentioned that huge single piece windshield. You have this atrium effect down here because the windshield is right above. It's a really nice design feature to have the atrium right below the windshield. You have tons of natural light in here. And it's a really cool effect when you look up. And I'm also liking the stainless steel accents on the staircase. So those are all 3 cabins. And these stairs will lead us back to the main salon. Now we're going to head up to the bow area. The decks feel very deep. Zero risk of falling in, which is always nice. And there was also a sideboarding gate halfway up. And if we continue all the way forward, you'll find the sun pads sunk right into the bow. It's a really large sun pad. And there's also the awning that comes up over, so you can have some protection from the elements if you want it. And then you can also see the hatch from the VIP cabin that we saw earlier. As mentioned, this yacht is extremely sporty. Obviously, if you're looking for an express cruiser, you're gonna want something that looks gorgeous, especially from its profile. So I'm gonna throw a picture of the profile up on the screen right now so you can see what it looks like. And one thing I love is not only does it have the looks, but it also has the performance. And that's a really big aspect that I think is important. There are some yachts that look beautiful, but they don't have the performance to match. This one, you're not gonna have any issues there. So this will lead us back around to the cockpit or aft deck. And now we're gonna check out these engines. So let me set this camera down really quick because the hatch is right between these two tables. The door is really easy to open. It is on a strut. So I'm actually gonna start crawling down the stairs and then I'll grab the camera because it is a pretty good sized staircase, or ladder I should say. All right guys, so here is the engine room. Now you can see a lot of the space is taken up by the garage for the tender. That makes sense, it's very common on an express cruiser. You still have pretty good access to the engines on either side. And let me tell you about these engines. You get two MTU 10V 2000 M94 engines producing 1,625 horsepower each. And that's what gives you the top speed of 46 knots. Easily you can cruise at 35 knots. And you'll get around 300 nautical miles of range. Of course, you can drop it down to displacement speeds and get further range. However, let's be real, if you're buying this yacht, you're not looking to cruise around at a very slow speed. You're looking to go fast, and this one can do just that. And I also believe this door can lead to the crew area, but we're gonna go through their own hatch. Oh yes, that hatch was very smooth. Some hatches you have to fight to get them closed. Stomp on it, throw your weight on it to get enough on there, but this one, really easy to open and close. And now, the crew area that I mentioned, you open this up. Then if we open up this gate, this is how you get in. Oof. All right, hopefully you guys appreciate this effort. But like I mentioned, it's just a single crew cabin. Here, let me step over here. So you have two beds in here.
Gotcha. You need anyone? You don't.
And then you also have the ensuite right over here. And this you'll use for the sink and shower. And I do like the little detailing in the floor. Wasn't a complete afterthought, that's nice to see. And as mentioned, that is the door that leads to the engine room. Thank you. And I think we will wrap up this tour up here on the bow. Thank you to Merrillwood and Associates for granting me access on board. This is a beautiful Pershing listing. Hopefully we can tour more of them in the future. Let me know what you thought about this express cruiser in the comment section down below, and we will catch you next time.